Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Stay Together. Happy Thursday. It is great to be with you today. I am so excited. I have Drew Starkey on the show. Of course, he's from Outer Banks, the smash hit on Netflix, and we have a great conversation to get to. So let me grab him right now. All right, he should be in any second, you guys. I'm coming to you from a rainy, dreary New York City today, so I hope you have good weather wherever you are. All right. Just coming in. Stand by. Waiting. Drew, if you see this, I sent you a request. Here, let me resend. Okay.
Tommy!
Hey, man, how are you?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good to see you. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, of course.
This is awesome. So, Drew, I started this show back in March when COVID kind of shut the world down because I wanted people to have a place that they can just have fun, forget about what's going on, hear a little joy and positivity. So, you bring all of that and more. It's awesome to have you.
Well, thank you, man. Those are very sweet, nice words for you to say. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. And I know your fans are super excited. They've been DMing me, emailing me, tweeting me all sorts of questions for you. So I have all their questions, the most popular ones, and I'll ask you those a bit later. But we have a lot to get to. So if you're ready, we should dive in.
Of course. I dig the turtleneck, by the way.
Thank you. It's a little chilly in New York. It's like rainy and chilly, so I had to bring
I
it
wish
out.
I wish we had that going on here in Charleston. I'm ready to start wearing jackets and stuff, but it's still t-shirt weather down here,
Oh,
unfortunately.
it is. Well, be careful what you wish for. I'm sure the cold will come.
That's very true. You're very right.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I want to bring it back for a minute. You have had such a successful career already. You know, you're parts of projects that so many people love and adore. When did you know? When was that like one moment for you where you said, okay, this is what I meant to do. Like I'm in it. I have to do it.
I don't That's a very good question. I honestly, I think I still have problems answering that question. Like, I seriously think I still ask myself that. I'm like, am I supposed to be doing this with my life? Um, I don't know. It's a lot of little moments, I think. I think over the years, I've had really good mentors and teachers, and I kind of grew up doing theater, and so I had a lot of people I looked up to, give me positive affirmation with doing this. So I think it was never something that really clicked in my mind that I could do. I think it was just very small things, kind of given to me over time.
Yeah, well, thank God to many fans because now you're part of Outer Banks, of course, on Netflix, playing the complex role of Reef, and people just can't get enough of this role for many reasons, which we're going to talk about. But how did the opportunity to join the show come up for you? What was that audition process like? Were you always in the running for this character, or did you audition for other ones? Like, give me the whole kind of scoop of how it happened.
So the rundown, I mean, pretty much like everyone else, I got, an audition request in my inbox. And I guess this was like February of last year. And the initial audition was for John B. It was for the lead, um, which I'm sure I played terribly. So I sent in an audition tape, and they were like, no, he's not right for this at all. But we may have a douchier character that this guy could do. Um, so they brought me in. I went in for a director session with Jonas and Shannon, and Josh was watching all the creators and the cast and directors, and kind of this little like intimidating room. And this was in the production office in Charleston at the time. And so, yeah, I went in and got to work with them for like 45 minutes, which is incredibly long, and just kind of riff back and forth. And yeah, so then like 3 days later, I get a call, but then they decided I was better. So
Nice, nice. That's awesome. Well, like I said, this show is one of the hottest shows of the year. It's been on Netflix's top 10 list since the premiere. When you walked onto set for your first day of work, were you like, all right, I'm part of something pretty special, like this is going to be something big? Or were you kind of like, it's a job, I hope it goes well, let's see?
kind of a mix. I mean, I think everything that you get onto feels that way. It's like it's a job, it's another job, and I think if we focus and we do it really well, you know, it can hit with people. But even the thing is, though, is like even if you're making something and it feels really big at the time, like it feels good, all everything could be going right, all cylinders could be firing while you're during like the filmmaking process. It could still not be seen by people. Um, so I don't know. I think it was yeah. It really took until I guess the show came out for it to feel like it hit.
Yeah, I bet. And during a pandemic year where you're not like out and about kind of living it as maybe much as you would be, right? And then you're realizing during this year, because it premiered in April, is that correct?
Yeah, it premiered it was April 15th of last year was when it premiered.
During like the lockdown.
Yeah, it was a very, very, very strange, it was an incredibly strange feeling. I think I mean, it's still kind of weird, but it kind of hit, especially at the height of lockdown. So when no one really knew, or we weren't getting as much feedback from people in real life. So it was a little strange, um, but yeah, I think it definitely caused people to sit down and watch the thing for sure.
All right, so we got to talk about your character for a minute. Now, he is said to be the villain of the show, yet he's a character that many fans of the show wrote to me and they're intrigued by. They're rooting for him. They want to see some sort of redemption arc with him. So you have a good way of kind of drawing people into this character that you built. What has been some of your favorite things about getting to play him over the course of season one?
Huh. Yeah, he's definitely fun. I remember actually Rudy and I'm talking about Rudy a lot. I remember Rudy and I we had a dinner, we were talking about just the work we were doing like in last season, in season one. And that conversation was kind of similar, where it's really, really interesting to have kind of no limitations on what you can play. And I feel like that opportunity is given to me with Wraith. Just the way the writers fleshed him out and the way it is on paper, really kind of, I could make any choice I wanted, and it kind of makes sense. It's in the wheelhouse of this guy. So yeah, I mean that's absolutely been my favorite part about playing this character. Also working with, like, I get to work with Charles Eston all the time, and he's like a true veteran, and he knows what he's doing, and I've learned a lot from him. So like the learning experience is so rewarding as well.
Yeah, and there's some pretty great moments I feel like that you as an actor get to play with this character. So when you look back at the first season, what were some of those more memorable scenes and moments that you got to play that you really just had a good time digging your heels into and going for it?
Hmm. I like I mean, a lot of the stuff with Charles, a lot of stuff with him was some of my favorite stuff. And then I don't know, any opportunity that I could get on set with like the group, like the whole cast, was awesome. So like episode 5, like Midsummer's, that whole episode was so much fun, because it was like, you know, all the Pogues and everything have, when they show up to work almost every day, they have this kind of like group. It's like a team unit kind of going in and tackling the day. And usually it's just me and another person. So yeah, Midsummer's was a lot of fun, man. That was a blast to do.
Yeah, I had Rudy on the show. I asked him the same question. He said same scene. He said he will never forget it. It was such a big production.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. There's a little bit of it's kind of like a performance thing too. It's like, when you're usually you're just performing in front of, your film crew, the guys in the corner with you. And here it was like hundreds of extras. So yeah, it's always a blast doing stuff like that for sure.
Nice, nice. And in season one, too, you know, your character, I mean, it goes through a lot. Like I said, you really portray quite a range of emotions in this season. And one of those things is you really want the approval from your father, right? And your character is kind of doing some not great things, we'll say, to try to get that approval, you
Yeah.
know? So how do you step in? How do you kind of prepare for some of those things that you have to go on camera and act out that aren't so great?
Well, I wish I could say I did it, you know, I could go in by myself or it was my choices, but I mean, it's not really on me. I mean, a lot of it is like talking with the showrunners and the writers and trying to like flesh it out. And um, I don't know. That was a conversation early on that we got to have, which was nice. And that's such a blessing working on a project where you get to have these conversations. And a lot of it was kind of based on his motivations and trying to make his motivations as honest as possible.
Mm.
It's boring. It's a boring thing to try to just play a bad guy or a villain, even though there are those archetypal characters. So I know I just wanted something to like hold on to, and Chip really helped me with that as well. I had fabulous, insane scene partners who I got to figure things out on the day with. So yeah, I think every character in the show is so fleshed out and so they're kind of written like a whole rounded human being. So my job was definitely a little easier. I just had to meet them halfway.
Yeah. And a lot of fans wanted to know, do you think that Rafe has any redeeming qualities?
Huh. You know, I think I think everyone has some redeemable qualities. I mean, even I don't know. Listen, it's like everyone's job. It's your job as an actor to kind of like fight for, the character you're playing. It doesn't mean I have to like them. But sure, I think deep down there may be something redeemable in them. But I guess we'll have to see in season 2 if that's even possible. So.
All right, I see what you did there. A little tease. We'll have to see. Stay tuned on that. And another thing that's so cool, man, you guys on the show cover topics that real people are going through. And, for example, like your character deals with drugs, and there's a storyline around watching you battle that addiction. So for something like that, how is it playing those scenes? Obviously, I assume it's something pretty different from real life. So how is it getting to dive into that and know that you're playing a scene that quite possibly is going to really speak to somebody watching it who might be going through the same thing?
Well, to be kind of fully transparent, I guess I kind of grew up around a lot of people, like that. I kind of grew up in a world where that was in a way present, at least in my hometown. And I got to, I kind of saw it on a personal basis in a way. So, not at home, but, outside of it. And so a lot of it was kind of drawn from real stuff and viewing it, in the real world. And I know, especially kind of seeing people go down that road and making those choices, how it affects not only their lives, but the ones that love them. I think there's a misconception with someone with addiction issues that no one cares for them or they're not loved, and that's just not true. So I had plenty of conversations with Jonas and Shannon and Josh and them about it, but yes, I mean, I think if that's where some of his motivations lie, and I don't know, it creates two different kind of identities for him in a way. So yeah, and on the question of playing it, how to play it, just the only goal is to make it truthful and honest.
Yeah.
And hopefully some people can see it and recognize either themselves in it or a loved one that they know in it. So yeah, I hope that answers it in a way.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I saw a lot of questions come in about that. And I think it touches people that they can see somebody that represents maybe a struggle they went through. So, it's cool that the show is putting that out there. I think that especially when you reach a young demo, it's important to show different sides to real life.
Yeah, and I think our show does a really good job. It's like, it's a show kind of centered around teens, and I know a lot of, teenagers watch the show, and especially in the writing, nothing's ever really spoon-fed, I don't think. I think you're dealing with issues that regular teenagers in our country deal with. So that's something I always was proud to be part of, is something that kind of isn't afraid to shy away from some of those issues.
Good for you. I love that. Now, the cast, you guys seem like you're a tight unit. There's some shows you watch, and I'm not gonna name the shows, but you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if they get along. There's something going on off camera, but you guys seem like you're tight on camera, you're tight off camera, you're all over Instagram, each other's accounts, doing all sorts of crazy things. So, what is it like working with this crew? I mean, it seems like such a bore.
Yeah, they're all boring people. They really are. It's so hard to be around them constantly. No, I mean, really, they're like, I don't know how. I mean, kudos to casting, because it's like it was a scary thing for all of us stepping into something like this. I mean, all of us were kind of green to it. Everyone was a little new. So
You
to
guys
kind of be
didn't know each other.
yeah, and so to be walking in it with a group of people, and then kind of experience it with them, and then for everyone to be like some of my best friends now, is probably, I mean, it's just the biggest blessing. It's the best thing that's come out of the show for me on a personal level, for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's evident and it's nice to see the camaraderie because you guys all have it on camera. It's cool to see it off too. Like I said, you don't always see it, and people love getting all the behind the scenes. I know you've done some behind the scenes videos that people have been asking me if more will come. I mean, they're so invested. Oh, you can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me, Tommy? Sorry, you broke up.
Yep, you're back. Can you hear me?
Aha, sweet.
Nice, nice. So yeah, just to finish that thought, it's cool that people are so invested and they like seeing your behind the scenes videos. I know that's been keeping people excited throughout the course of the last year, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy about that too is like we're just like, we were just, I guess, being a group of friends, kind of, behaving like friends would. And there's so much other like video content like that people haven't seen, but yeah, I would have never thought that people would actually like feel, you know, get joy out of any of that, and people have, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Now, season two, you're filming season two. You're filming
Uh-huh.
it during a pandemic. So how has that been going? Is it totally weird filming with everything going on, and
It
what's that been like?
it was I mean, it was definitely a strange thing to get used to. Um I mean, everyone on this production, everyone on set has been so professional and so adamant about getting everything done, and um, you know, we're getting tested regularly, and everyone is wearing masks on set. So I thought it was gonna be a lot more of an issue, kind of messing with the flow of things, but it's been kind of normal. It's kind of still the same set. The atmosphere on set, and um, but yeah, I mean, a lot of things has changed in terms of like outside of work. Obviously, we can't really go too many places, um, but yeah, I mean, in terms of the work, not much has changed. I think people are actually working harder on it now, which is great to see.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to pry and ask for season two information, but do you think everyone's going to be pretty psyched for what's to come with season two?
Um, yeah, everyone dies. It's a brand new cast. So sorry, guys. Yeah, no, I think people yeah, of course, I think it's going to be really exciting. I think it's really stepped up a notch writing wise. Uh, and I think the story is going to kind of really take fans on an emotional ride, hopefully, and yeah, I think it's cool, man. You're just getting to, I think you're kind of getting to learn these characters on an individual basis a lot more now, which is only going to help, you know, the group atmosphere of it. But yeah, I mean, we're smack dab in the middle of shooting, and I'm super excited for people to see what we're doing. I hope people like it.
Nice, nice. Well, I know everyone's eagerly awaiting for season 2, so that's great to hear. And now I have a few fan questions. These were like the most popular questions I received from your fans of the show. And the first one is, if you could pick any storyline for your character down the line, what would it be?
I think whatever storyline would involve Rafe maybe moving to Paris potentially. You know, maybe shooting in a beautiful European city. That's my vote. I'd love to shoot over there. I mean, I love Charleston. Charleston's great, but give me some new locations. You know, give me some free flights. That'd be fantastic.
Nice. Put it out there. You never know.
Yeah. Put it out to the universe. Hopefully it happens.
Nice. All right. We'll see if we see you in Paris in the future. A lot of questions about what you and the cast do on your downtime.
We've been trying to get outside as much as possible right now. JD and Austin and I, and you know, we go out and play basketball all the time. There's a few courts that we're going to. We've been trying to hit the beach a little bit. It's a little tough, but yeah, just getting outside. Charleston's such a beautiful city. And that's one thing I miss. I mean, last year what we would do is just go around and like hop from restaurant to restaurant in downtown.
Oh.
There's like, it's some of the best Southern cooking. Like Acme Low Country Kitchen is one of my favorite restaurants ever. Hall's Chop House. There's like so many good, amazing restaurants here. And so, yeah, that was like our main hobby last year. But yeah, just trying to get outside as much as possible. We're kind of in our apartments all day, so we're taking little group excursions to some places.
Nice, nice. And lastly, for the fan questions, a lot of people wanted to know, what would they be surprised to learn about you?
Surprised to learn about me.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. Oh, I was actually in the circus for a summer, in Tennessee, out in Knoxville. I did a circus. You know the guys spinning the plates and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that for a summer on this, like, it was like a camp type situation. And I went and like learned how to be like a circus performer. And we like would perform like small little like go to community centers and stuff. It wasn't anything too big. I mean, but we had like the tent and everything, and yeah, I did circus performances back when I was like 10, 11.
I mean, that's kind of the badass thing to do.
I don't know if it's badass. I think it is very interesting, and it's been a secret for a very long time. So I'm now revealing it right here.
That's a good one. That's a good one. It's better than mine, so I give you that.
What's yours?
I mean, it's so embarrassing, but I don't know. I'm 34, so maybe 15 years ago, I used to do covers of romance novels.
Whoa! What are the titles?
Oh, no, you're not getting that.
Tommy, what are the titles, man?
All right,
I gotta know.
One title.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
In the Argentine's Bed.
That is, that's the most romance novel title ever, too. That's incredible.
Oh, I can't believe I just told you that. But yeah,
wow, that's
true
amazing.
story. True story. And there's
I'll keep my eye out.
There's hundreds. Well, not anymore. This was years ago, but hundreds.
Oh, they're still in circulation. We'll find them.
Oh man, oh man. Enough about me. So, a couple more questions for you, man. The fandom around this show is so awesome. As you know, you've seen it. You're living it. Why do you think people are so connected to Outer Banks? Why do they gravitate towards it in such a big way? What do you think was one of the reasons?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to, I guess, answer that. But I mean, I know with my favorite stories and my favorite movies, are the ones that you kind of like, that you're able to put yourself in the situation of the group or the main characters. And I truly, it's been said over and over, it's kind of cliche, but it kind of hits it on the head. I think people were able to kind of live vicariously through these characters when they were watching the show, especially hitting at, you know, at a point in quarantine where people were kind of missing experiencing summer. And, you know, I think people were able to kind of live their summer adventures out through the characters. So yeah, which, holy shit. I mean, it's been so incredible to have, you know, this many people, you know, do exactly that, connect to the show on the level they have. On like such an emotional and personal level. It's kind of insane to see. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on season 2, but we're trying not to think about it too much and just kind of elevate what we did last season.
Yeah, you guys will bring it. No question there about that. And yeah, it's cool, man. I've had people write to me saying they've watched this show 4 or 5 times during the course of this year.
Yeah. It's yeah, people who had watched the show like 4 or 5 times in the first like week. I was like, how is that possible? Like, but yeah, it's very. I feel very grateful, very grateful.
Yeah, well, all deserved. And when you think about your character, you think about Reef. What's one of the biggest lessons that you've learned through playing him?
That's a good question. And I think most of the lessons, I guess, when you're going through the work is like what not to do, you know? I think Rafe is an incredibly internal person. I don't think he tells people a lot of things. So I think most of his struggles are happening, you know, he kind of buries them deep, and you know, when any type of emotion has to exit, has to come out, it processes in the form of anger and rage. So I mean, I've certainly learned how to keep my eyes and ears open a little more to the people around me, and use my outlets, you know, use my friends and family to talk through my problems with. Yeah, learn when to, you know, if you're struggling with things, learn when to get help. I mean, I think that's a valuable lesson. But yes, I've basically learned to do the exact opposite of what Rafe has done. Also, don't shoot people. You know, don't shoot people.
Right.
Spoiler.
If we can all live by that, then we're doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing good. Yeah, listen, like stay mentally healthy. Talk to your friends and family, and don't shoot people. Those are 2 great lessons, I feel.
I'm gonna get a poster of that and put it on my
wall.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I love that. Well, lastly, you have a lot of people tuned in here today. I know the show came out during this weird COVID year and during quarantine, and then your fans are so excited for moments like this to connect with you even more. So for everyone who has stood by your side and cheering you on and rooting for the show and so invested, take the floor for a minute. What do you want to say to all your fans watching today?
Oh man, it's a lot of pressure. There's really nothing I can say. I mean, you all have done really like so much for me and this family of people that we're all working with. We see all the comments and we see the videos and the photos that you guys create on your own, and it's bringing me so much joy over the past couple months. Yes, and I never thought I would be in the position to say something like that, or I never thought I'd be a person to say something like that, and here I am. But yes, you've increased the quality of all of our lives so much more. So thank you. This is for you.
Well, Drew, congratulations on all of your success. So well deserved. You're an awesome badass dude, and I'm so happy we could connect today.
Thank you, Tommy. It was great talking with you, man.
Yeah, hopefully next one's in person.
Yes, of course. I think it'll happen. All
right. Well, be well. We look forward to season 2, and we'll keep following along your adventures.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right. Later, man.